one host, AJ Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor here. So coaching series every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time continues. Our call for tonight is holding contractors, handyman accountable. I think Prim is on the call. Prim can tell you a little bit about that and how lovely it is to deal with some handyman contractors many times. No, we're not down talking them. We're not talking bad about them, but the reality is that it can become a job, a task, and if you are not careful, sooner or later, you will be micromanaging. That's just the way that it is. So we will make this, it'll be a short call. We're going to get right to it, like I mentioned, but some of the Q&A, got a lot of questions on here that I'm going to answer back-to-back fire with. And if anybody on here has a question, of course, ask me on here. Like I said, we're not live on Instagram, so we're kind of limited on there as well, but we'll just do what we got here. If you need to catch the replay, it will be, as you heard, recorded and posted on the social media tomorrow. So, all right. So dealing with a contractor, dealing with handyman, something that does not get any easier, whether you're dealing with real estate or mobile homes. Same trouble, same issue, and it can become a problem, right? We have a crew. We have a crew right now. I have 4 crews in total going at this time, okay? And 2 of them now, okay? Sometimes I think these contractors talk to each other. They never met, they never taught each other, but somehow I feel like they're connecting because just the way they're talking. So it's almost like we're talking to the same people. But down in Central Georgia, where it's just more an aggravation, a continued of just on and on. You know, one of the first issues that you will get into, and we're going to break down a lot of these questions, but you know, I think too many times we try to hold on to contractors too long. And it becomes almost like that same comfortable level, you know, with both sides of the line, really, where it's, well, that's all I have at this time. And even if that may be the case, I mean, it may be worth getting rid of a contractor, unfortunately, if it's just not working out. You know, maybe they can go do better work somewhere else, better off with somebody else, and vice versa kind of thing. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. And again, I hate to kind of call it out that way, but that's just the reality of, you know, at the end of the day, one thing we need to remember, yes, we build relationships. Yes, we build network. Yes, all the above, but it's a business. Don't forget that this is a business, okay? And if it's not working out, then it's not working out. It's time to end it, terminate it, and move along, okay? So the first question is actually that is, when should you cut ties with a handyman? When it is no longer working out. When you are being fed what you want to hear, but it's not actually coming through that way. Okay. And that's kind of what is happening with the crew that I'm mentioning. Yes, we'll be done today. Yes, we're about to clean up and be finished. And 2 weeks later, they're still working on the home. That's a problem. And it's been a problem. So it's time to cut that at that point. It is what it is. You know, certain things you can only give so many chances. And the thing about with contractors, and this could probably be with any employees, is once they feel like they're getting away with something, I think it's just human nature to continue to want to do it. Right. So that's, you know, if you're willing to work with them and really try to tighten some things up and they work out for you. But I would say that when things are no longer checking out, it is time to cut ties. If it lied to you, it is an immediate termination. That's just the way it is. You know, if I can't trust somebody doing certain things like working, especially if it's virtually, you know, once you lose that trust, you lose that trust. It takes a whole lifetime can be to build the trust and only so little to break it. You know, we had one investor. She did a little education with us a little while back. It's been a while back now, but she had a few mobile homes that she had done herself, and she was doing decently for what she was doing. Okay, very new too, but she had some real estate experience, so she kind of had dealt with some of that more in houses, traditional. Okay, but she was, out of all the investment deals that I've seen with contractors involved, she was probably done the worst that I've seen. And that kind of brought to my attention when I'm thinking about lies, because what had happened is she actually bought a home virtually. So she was already limited as to what she saw. Wasn't very pushy, wasn't really going out there, just kind of, she was taking everybody's word. So that's where she made a mistake already. So the part manager that she kind of paid under the table a little bit here and there, just, hey, you send me some pictures. Yeah, she sent her some pictures, but I don't know if y'all dealt with some people sending you pictures, but I really truly feel like I should be a photographer sometimes. It doesn't seem that hard to me. I'm just trying to get the idea of what I'm looking at. And some people take a picture of a room in a corner. That's not going to work. And that's kind of what they deal with. So that's kind of what she got. She didn't really know what she was looking at. So, okay, she went with it. She bought the home, bought the investment, and move along, get a contractor in there. In a rush, by the way. She gets a contractor in there who, yeah, he'll take the job. He'll do it for this amount. This, that, those, whatever. Okay. So he quotations gets started. And when he does get started, you know, she did the right thing by, hey, send me some pictures. We'll talk about some of that here in a second. Send me some pictures of this work here and let me see how it's coming out. Well, he did everything right. Okay. He sent her pictures. He even sent her videos. He was even in some of the pictures, but it was never her home. So what she thought that she was investing in with this contractor doing the work, oh, he was doing the work plenty fine, but he was working on a home across the street. And that's how much that was the level of what he took it on the lie to her about, was him pretending to be in her home working, doing the job when he had never been in her home to begin with. That is the unfortunate side of it. And the reality is the spam scam happens, and that's what happens here many times. So when you think about something like that, I mean, holding a contractor accountable, you can only do so much virtually. It can be done, but you have to have boots on the ground sooner or later. Somebody that you can send out there and see, is this job really being done? Is it holding up to what they're saying? Because then again, photos lie, right? A photo can say 1,000 things, but when they send you a picture of the floor and everything is good and solid, and you finally get somebody to walk in and suddenly there's bouncy spots here, it's kind of mushy here, you can't tell it from a picture. So this is where accountability can only happen so much virtually before you got to send somebody in there. Let's see. When do you go after a handyman? I mean, what is worth your while? If you pay a contractor, we have a whole lesson on this. We coach people on how to hire a contractor and how to pay them. So if you pay them the way you should anyway, you should never really have to go after them to begin with. That's another thing. I've heard people immediately where, hey, they're hiring a contractor and the contractor immediately needs to have the money up front. I believe in small deposits, maybe, because in a way, contractors do get screwed many times as well. So do keep that in mind. Don't just make the contractor the bad guy at all times. Sometimes they do go out there and do some jobs and they never get paid for it. But, whoever hires them just decides, I don't want to pay you. It is what it is. And they leave it at that. So for that reason, many of them are kind of secure. Hey, I need a deposit of some sort. But it is more so the ones that need half the money up front or all the money up front. There's another story to tell you. A lady who hired a contractor to do some jobs, paid them in full. If everybody on the call can mute yourself, here, I'm going to do it real quick, just to avoid a little bit of background noise. Paid him in full, and the guy never showed up the next day. Go figure, right? Never showed up. So therefore, now she's trying to find him, chase him, and turns out that all the information that he gave her was a lie. So there's another issue. Send us an email on that if you want to learn more on that. We have a coaching call on how to hire and how to pay contractors accordingly, so you don't get messed with this situation kind of here. But once you go after them, I would say if it's worth your while. If you paid X amount of $1,000 to a contractor, then I would say you probably need to go ahead and go after them and try to claim every expense, any and everything that you can charge for, and look it up legally. Don't try to just do it yourself. That may be a visit to an attorney's office. That may mean talking with the court system and just seeing what all can be done. But if you're talking about $200-300, I don't know, something small as that, I'd probably say, do as you please, but I would probably suggest let it be. Your time is more efficient elsewhere. Okay, let me see. So what do you do if a handyman walks out on you? Well, I personally prefer to fire and hire versus lose a contractor and have to rehire. Okay, that's a little better, easier task kind of done. If I can replace them, that's better off that way. But this will happen from time to time. And this has happened to me a few times. And when it does, it was just as to what they were saying is you're just too strict. You want things done a specifically way. My way of getting things done is the right way. I didn't think there was a specific or strict way. It's just getting it done right. If that floor, again, is bouncy, that is not fixed. Okay, so something to keep in mind. But let me see. How often should you check in physically, virtually? Yeah, so that kind of goes hand in hand with the other question. Every day. Every day you should. I always say your first investment with mobile homes, and this could go the same thing with real estate, is find an investment that you can drive to every day should you need to. If you needed to drive to it every day, could you? If it's 10 hours away, then of course that's probably not one that you should in. Because remember, when you're getting started, you're trying to learn the process, right? So how often should you? Every day, physically, virtually. If you cannot get to it one day, hey, send me some photos. Hey, Zoom me. Zoom me is live. So you know that they're obviously in there. Walk to this corner, walk to that corner. We have invested in a few homes down in Florida, and that's the way we've done them. Down in Venice Beach, Florida, where we have a mobile home, lot rent is $987 there. Monthly, by the way. I'll leave y'all with that. Yeah, that's how much lot rent is. But we're also collecting over $1,700 every month, so kind of checks in. But that home we bought, and of course down there they have realtors and brokers that do this, the whole closing. They actually do have that down there because 55 and above and that sort of thing. But that's how we purchased the home. The home had actually been rehab, move-in ready as they considered it, and it was. Everything checked out. We got a good investment on that one. But the broker, that's exactly what I had her doing. We spent about 30, 40 minutes, her walking every corner. Hey, go to that breaker panel, the panel box there, and open it up real quick. Let me see what it says on there. That's what we did. And that's something that you can do. I mean, just get on that video, get some pictures, get something, get some proof that what they're telling you that they're doing is being done. Okay. How should they report to you? Again, that's pictures, videos. You tell them, okay? And point that out up front, by the way, because that's the thing that, the micromanaging thing, that's one thing that somebody can say, well, why do you need this? Why do you need that? When you're hiring a contractor, you should put all that up front and let them know from the beginning. Look, I'm not always able to come out here every day. I don't want to come out here every day. So here's how I do things, right? I love to hire you, but this is how I do things. Every day I'm going to ask you that you send me some pictures. Let's get on the video. If we need to do it, what we need to do and get it done, right? How should you pay them? Jesus. Yes. This is going to be longer coaching. How should you pay them? Never up front. Small deposit may be okay. Pay them by the job. Never salary, never hourly. Hourly salary turns people lazy, period. Anybody that's paid hourly and salary, no disrespect, they don't do their work, okay? So always pay them by the job. And by the job, I mean break it down inside of a mobile home. The roof, that's one job. The ceiling, that's one job. Painting the walls, that's one job. Repairing the floors, that's one job, et cetera, et cetera. You get the point. And that's one thing that you can put them into a hurry if should you need to, which you should. Hey, you can get paid technically every day if you get a job done right. Now, at that point, obviously, you want to make sure that they're doing the job right, because obviously, who doesn't want to get paid every day? But it doesn't mean they're going to do it right. They're just trying to get it done to get paid. Can't have that either. Do you do contracts with Handyman? Yes, every time. Have a contract in place with your handyman or your contractors. It doesn't matter which one or the other. Okay. You should always have a contract there. So in the event that you should have to go after them, well, you have that readily available for one, but two, I mean, that's just part of business again, because this is what this is. It is a business. Okay. And don't put it that way. I would never tell a contractor, well, this is here, sign this contract here with me, so in case I have to come after you, it's not going to work out. It's more so, hey, this is a business, and I want to make sure that what you're telling me you're going to get done, gets done. Here's what I want to pay you, and I want you to make sure that what I'm listing on here that what I'm going to pay, you're going to get paid. Okay. Last question I have on here: how to handle a handyman who did not do what they how to handle a handyman who did not do what was asked. At the end of the day, here's the thing is, I don't know what relationship you have with a contractor or a handyman, but all in all, it's like, look, they're contractors technically. If you have a relationship with them ongoing forever, that's one thing that you can always hold accountable a little bit differently. But all in all, I mean, it's a lack of payment. If something is not done, you don't pay them for that. You hold them accountable until they do fix that. Well, I haven't finished the floor there, but I saw this wall over here damaged. Well, why don't you stop over there in that wall and come back over here to the flooring and fix this until it is complete, or whatever it is that y'all agree. I will say that, over micromanaging is never a good thing either. After a while, I've seen it that it is even expected from a contractor. And by expected, I mean, at one point, they're going to start asking you everything. You don't want that either. Hey, what do you think about this little mix of paint here? Hey, what do you think about this little corner chip here, or whatever? You don't need that. Okay. All right. So that's the last question I had on here. Let me see if I have any chat questions at this time.
Yeah, Phil asked a question on there. Are there inspectors that can be hired that will do mobile homes? So can you hire inspectors for a mobile home?
Yes, but only in specific states have I seen inspectors that actually specialize in mobile homes. If I was to try to hire one here in Georgia, it would be basically somebody who works with stick built, and that's the mentality that they would bring in, and it would not work out. If I was going to inspect a mobile home, I would rather hire a licensed contractor and send them in to do an inspection. They can tell you a little bit better about, what they needs to be done or whatever it is that you're trying to find. Any other questions?
No one's dropped
Okay.
anything else on the chat.
So yes, I spent sometimes I forget how important it is to surround yourself around like-minded people, coaches, mentors, and I mean, it's just a think about a room, ifs, all positive, most of it, I think, all of it, from what it's seen. And coach and mentors fishing you, giving you that one more advice that you can take on and implement, because nothing works unless you do, right? And implement it. I spent a weekend down. I just got back today. What was it, 4 days, 5 days down in South Florida, where we spent with multiple coaches, and I got to see a couple more mentors. That was awesome. Spoke to them for a while, of course, and I got a coaching with them coming up. I'm sure I'll hear some more about that. But it is just about that, surrounding yourself around that like-minded people, that keeps you going. Because I think too many times we get burnt out. I know I've been for a while, and I'm only admitting because it happens, and it happens to all of us. So sometimes you just need that extra push, that drive to keep you going. And that's kind of what happened here. So plan on getting me a long, nice rest and hitting it hard tomorrow. So yeah, that's kind of what we did on that. But it was good. Great event on that. So we got a lot of things that we're putting together for 2022. And that's kind of part of why I visited this event as well, to meet with some coaches. So we have the coffee, and we did do it Saturday, by the way. I will be posting that. I had a couple of people message me on that. Will you be posting the recording on the coffee and Mo Home Investing with Jay from Saturday? Yes. Bear with me. Got to get back in the office. The recording goes directly to the server there, so I cannot do it from my phone. I will post it probably as early as tomorrow. Get it on there for y'all to rewatch on that. I think we were talking about mentors as well on that one, mentors and coaches. And that'll go live on that. And then, of course, Tuesday, let's do deals. We got a lot of deals that are coming available now that we've sold a lot of inventory that's been kind of sitting. Finally pushed it off the sheet. So I'll be taking on a lot in Central Georgia. A lot of deals, great deals. Some of them already got tenants in them. So that's a lot, something to look forward to. I'm not a fan of rentals, but hey, at the end of the day, it's just one more passive income property that we can get. So we got that. And then Sundays, of course, the Sunday coaching continues. In less than 2 weeks, I will have the Wednesday call. Wednesday at 8 p.m. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We're going to have a call similar to this, but a lot more in depth. We're going to have guest speakers coming on here. Maybe my coaches will join us from time to time. We're looking on some of that as well. A couple have already agreed, so we'll definitely have that. And some motivational speakers. I was talking to a lot of them down there this weekend, bringing them on the call, and they're happy to come on that call and on Saturdays. They want to come and chat with us. So, hey, good stuff on that. I'm sure we'll pick their brain on something, and they can always offer something. Everybody brings something to the table. Remember that. So whether it's in your business or not, you can learn something from somebody, everybody, that you can implement in your business. And that's what we're doing. So we'll have that coming on there. The shadow. A few people have asked, when is the next shadow? Well, I told you how to join the last one. You would have already attended, see, but that didn't happen. So for those of you that are asking for that one, end of January, it's not going to be the third Saturday anymore. It's going to be the fourth Saturday of every month. The first one is January. I don't know the date. It's the last date of that. It will not be every month. It will be either 4 times a year or every other month. I'm not sure yet. We're still working on some of that as well, because that event is now going to be a 2-day event, a Saturday and a Sunday. Saturday is going to be a classroom setting like, where we're going to be in a conference room full of people. Guest speakers are coming in for that as well. It's going to be a full day of that. Second day followed behind that is going to be where we come in, they bring a shuttle, pick us up and take us to a park, and more like the old style, shadow me for a day. That's when we take you out and view properties in and out and seeing basically how I invest in mobile homes. So stay tuned for that. We'll post a lot on that as well. Any additional questions at this time before we go? Okay. Let's see. Right, let's see. There's issues. Wire the power meter boxes. Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions for now. So yeah, thank you all for joining me. Definitely. I'm glad I made it back in time for this. A little late, but we're better late than never, right? So, all right. Look forward to speaking to you all. If you're looking for coaching, you know how to find us, j@garciamhu.com. Visit our site at garciamhu.com. Till next time. Thank you for watching.